Oh god, I can't wait. I'm like a kid. Oh yeah, look at that. Nerdgasm. Holy cow!
Target destroyed.
Welcome back, MechWarriors. This is OLDBOB'S, and the structure of this video is going to be a little bit different, though, from what I normally do, or what other people do, because normally they go, this is the Ultra AC-20, here's what it is, here's what it does, and here's what it looks like. I'm going to go more into the, what I noticed, what I think, and what will be good, what will be not, or just my own personal views. And so it'll be a little bit different for what they do, so hopefully you'll understand that, and basically we'll go from there. So... So first we'll get into the weapon systems themselves. I go into skill nodes and I go like in different other things and just kind of like what I feel and what's good, what's not, hopefully. So the first things first is the energy weapons. Now obviously they did include the ER small, medium, the light PPC, heavy PPC, and snub nose PPC. Now I have to say though, I'm very impressed with the light PPC. It's been working out pretty well. For the tonnage wise, you're looking at 3 tons for 5 damage and 5 heat and cooldown of 4. The range is the same as I believe a normal PPC, is it? Yeah, it's a normal light PPC. The ER PPC obviously is going to be longer, but that's what she said. But it's going to be longer for the PPC. So, or for the ER PPC. Now, the weight ratio to that is actually really, really good. And the projectile speed is pretty much the same as a normal PPC and a heavy PPC, and I believe a snub nose PPC. You do have the minimum range of 90, which kind of sucks. But for Innersphere, we're kind of used to this using normal PPC. God, I can't say PPC as much. But for normal PPCs, you're used to this as using the PPCs underneath the 90 range. You really have to watch out on that. But overall, though, you can fire 3 of these bad boys or in chain fire 4 and actually not have almost no heat at all. It keeps on going down. The 5 heat doing 5 damage, it's not a bad trade-off. Now, the heavy PPCs, I haven't used that much. I'll have to check these out later on in different other videos. But for 15 damage for 10 tons, I don't think the ratio is that good for that. But you're looking at, you still have the 90 meter range, which kind of blows. So in essence, I mean, the heavy PPCs, the trade-off, I would rather have 3 lights than one heavy, because you're looking at the 1 ton difference being at 9 instead of 10. So you have 1 ton to go play with. Heatsink or whatever, but your trade-off is 6 slots compared to 6 slots compared to 6 or 4, so you're losing 2. So it's more of it just what you have slot wise, what you can do. But the overall champion, at least I think, is a snub nose PPC. I've been using these for my Uzils, and it's been freaking. Let me give an example here. It's been crazy. I mean, I've been loving this bad boy. Do I have him here? Yeah, I do. I'm going to use this as a jump sniper, and it's been working out pretty well with 2 snub nose like PPCs, and then 2 SRM4s in the torsos. But the snub nose, I mean, you're looking at your optimal range. It really sucks though, 270 compared to the light, because normally you can fit 4 lights on 4 light PPCs on the Uzil in the arms compared to 2 snub nose. So at not an optimal range, looking at maybe 400, you're going to do maybe, I don't know, like 5 points of damage or something like that. It just all depends. But the thing is, though, at 270, jump behind lines, jump behind a wall, and they're sitting there on the other side of the wall, you're going to do a massive amounts of damage, 20 points of damage to that mech. It's working out very well. Now, that's one of the things about the energy weapons that I definitely do love, is that. Now, for the medium ER small lasers and medium ER small, or sorry, medium, yeah, ER medium lasers, yes, I can talk. ER small lasers, it's been okay. The heat difference is what you're going to have to really worry about, especially at the, I think it's 1.1. Let's see, heat is 4.5 compared to medium laser, which is 3.4. So it's 1.1 heat more than the normal medium lasers, but you're looking at a difference of almost 200. Almost 200 range, and your optimal range is 360 compared to 270. So it adds to it, so your optimal range do a lot more damage during that time. Now 5 against 5, but your optimal range goes higher, so it's really nice, especially in brawling combat. You're going to definitely need ER mediums or smalls. It'll work out pretty well. And then also for the small small lasers, going to 400 compared to, I believe it's 300. Yeah, 300. So it's 150 optimal range compared to 200. It works out better. If you can switch out, and they're only 1 ton each, so they're both 1 ton. but your ratio for heat wise is what you have to really worry about. Highly recommend, if you do have the medium lasers, look into just try them out. Try the medium lasers; they might work out for you. Let's go to now. That's all that. Okay, let's go to missiles. Missiles have been really weird. I've tried rockets. They're fun to use, especially on a sniper mech, which is or a sneaky mech like a ninja mech, like this guy here, which has 220s. It's working out pretty well. And basically sneak up, do a massive amounts of damage, but the problem is the spread sucks completely on this. So you have to watch, you have to get really close, but your minimum range is 50. You really have to watch when you're actually shooting these things. Your minimum range will be 50, so basically you won't do any damage below 50. So you get to 60, 70, 90, like whatever it is, but their optimal range is 360. So within 360 you fire, but the problem is the spread is so crappy that you're not going to do a lot of damage. You're not going to do a full 35 points of damage. So if you have the extra tonnage, the extra space, go and use it. But if you can, I only use this because I'm going to sneak up and get really close. But if you can, drop it down to 50. That way it's only going to be, drop it down to 10s. Not going to be that much of a difference, especially if you if you have the extra tonnage or space, use it, no problem. That's the issue that you will have with the rocket launchers. I've noticed that when I've used them, the spread sucks donkey shit. So then we go to the MRMs. MRMs a little bit different. They're direct fire weapons, so really have to watch out when you go and use these. But the really great thing about MRMs is the ammo, because you're going to fire 10. The ammo is 300 compared to if you have a let's say LM5 180. So the MRMs, of course, the LRMs can fire 900, and it's a fire and forget weapon compared to the MRMs are a single, well, not a single, but basically you shoot and then that's it. Yeah, and you have to make sure you're on target, just like normal SRM missiles, the same exact concept, but a longer range. But at 450 though, you're not going to do that much damage, and when you use these, it's not gonna. The spread is high. So you have to bring down the spread with your nodes and everything else, and I highly recommend that because the spread is high. You won't do 10 points of damage. You might do 4, 5 points of damage depending on how you target that mech and go and use it. So you really have to watch out on that, especially for MRMs. That's the issue I have with MRMs myself. But, overall, they're fun to play. They're great. They're a lot of fun to play, actually. For the streaks, you also have in fact, the Inner Streak did get Streak 4s and Streak 6s. Nice. I haven't seen these used much, so I maybe on a commando I'll probably use one. But you have to remember that we had Streak 2 for so long, we don't really realize how cool they are unless they're clans. Unless you play clan mechs, basically, then you know how cool they are. But that's another type of thing that we did get. So it's kind of nice. Now, the laser anti-missile system, nice, beautiful, really cool. No ammo, really nice. Problem is though, what happens is you're gonna overheat like crazy. If you watch Snuggles' video of them using the laser anti-missile system, it definitely did its toll on their mechs. Now, I only use this for my Nova build, which is a anti-missile mech, but I have a 2 normal like AMS and 1 laser AMS, so it works out pretty well. I don't overheat that much, but I have a different build for it, so I'll go over that in the clan section. So those are the weapon systems. Oh, I forgot, like ballistics. Look at the ballistics here. Okay, for ballistics, so you're looking at a lot of different ballistics did come out for the Inner Sphere. Now the 2 and 5, and then the LB20. I like the LB20 myself because I have a Broader 3R, which used to have 2 LB10Xs. Now I'm sorry, that's an LB20. I'm sorry, a Ultra 20. I had to change it to an Ultra 20 because I can't use the light engine, which I needed, with the LB20 because it uses 11 slots instead of the Ultra 20, which uses 10. Let me go to the R and show you what I'm talking about. So I had to go with the Ultra 20 instead of a LB20X because I have a light engine. So that's the issue I had with the I would love to have an LB20. I might have to switch it out into a standard engine and just use the LB20 instead of 2 LB10s, which I was going to do anyways, like naturally. But since the light engines came out, I'm like, wow, I got to try the light engines and go and check those out. So that's a really cool aspect about what they did for ballistics. Now, the 2 and 5, like I said, and 20 are nice. It's going to be interesting to see how these work. On the LB2, you're probably going to see these more on heavier mechs and maybe to assault mechs, like say the Mauler, using the 2Xs because it'd be really nice. The range is incredible. You'll be able to do a lot of damage and carry a lot of ammo. The 5, I'm not sure I'm going to see that much. I mean, at 8 tons, you'll probably get a 8 tons. I don't know. Probably if you won't see this as much though. The LB5, I haven't seen a good use for this yet, but the range is nice. But the problem is though, you're looking at 8 tons compared to get an Ultra AC5, which work out a lot better. At least I think. Now and then the rack 2s and rack 5s. A lot of people have been bitching about these two. Now I have to say there's some justification in that. For simple fact is that you're looking at FaceTime. FaceTime in MechWarrior line sucks. It sucks incredibly. You don't want to do a lot of FaceTime if you can avoid it. These are more support weapons than anything else. I've seen a lot of builds with rack AC2s, and a lot of people have been saying it's not been worth it. But a 5.82 damage per second, if you get all the rounds on, works out good. But you're looking at your recharge time and duration time really sucking. The optimal is 540, and the max range is 1080, compared to 900 and 450 for the rack 5. I have a rack 5. I'm a Wolverine. It's been working okay. I'm not liking the FaceTime because I like to torso twist and kind of like make sure I'm not going to go ahead and get my torsos torn off or my center torso destroyed by laser vomit mechs. So really have to watch out on the rotary AC2s. It's more of a support weapon. Like if you're behind the assault, you fire this as a stream of bullets coming into him to go blind the person, that's been an issue too. You can blind with rotary AC cannons like crazy if you get just in the torso. You can't see nothing. That's the whole issue that I have with this, and I think PGI will actually nerf this in the future. Now the Ultra AC2, excuse me, 10 and 20 are new weapons that did come out. It's kind of nice. The 20 has been working pretty well, but I have to say for the ammo though, it's been incredibly bad. Now the clans I think have like a 30 per ton, and this has 21 shots per ton. So the clans have better, I guess, magazine capacity, but the interior I guess has more of a damage capacity, large caliber slugs. That's the issue I have with it. As far as like ammo wise, it doesn't really carry the ammo unless you carry a shit ton of ammo, which unfortunately a lot of people don't do. But that's what you can go and do. Now the light Gauss rifles, I haven't seen too much of this being used. At least no one's been admitting they've been using these. But for 12 tons for 8 damage compared to 15 tons for 15 damage. But the ratio and everything else, for 3 tons, doing half the damage, and then basically you're looking at another 300 more range. It's not worth it though. Just get normal Gauss rifles, you'd be a lot better off than using light Gauss rifles, at least in my own opinion. But of course I could be wrong. Heavy Gauss rifles, it's just been a fun thing to use. I haven't seen anyone use these, except for one guy used it in a fire starter, a heavy Gauss rifle with 3 tons of ammo. It was crazy looking, but I have to say though, it's one of the things I'm probably going to put it onto a gridiron to see how it works. I mean, for 25 points of damage, you're looking at 18 tons. It would kind of be cool. It's going to be 10 more damage than a normal Gauss rifle for an extra 3 more tons of weight. So it might work out, but you're looking at your optimal range about 180. So that's the only time it's going to be a brawler weapon. You'll only see these mainly on heavy and assault mechs if you could put them on there. And then yeah, that's about it. And the weapon ammo is like 5. So it's not going to be a lot of shots. Once you get that shot in, doing 25 points of damage under 180, it's going to be a lot better. So now we go to light machine guns. 500 max range, 250 optimal range. I played with it with my arrow for light machine guns, get the range on it. I just don't see the damage wise. It's been okay. It's 0.7 per second compared to heavy machine guns, 1.4 per second. Now I've been using heavy machine guns, and I'll show you footage basically of the heavy machine guns, how much fun it is. Holy cow!
Target destroyed.
Doing a crap ton of damage, but you have half the ammo than you do as the light machine guns. So, and the light machine guns have 2,500 rounds compared to the heavy machine guns, which have 1,000. They did buff the machine guns just a little bit though, which is kind of nice. But if I can, I'm either gonna take light machine guns in place of the normal machine guns, or take heavy machine guns themselves, because I just want to do that mass amounts of damage if I can. So that's the ballistics in a nutshell. I have to say the winners would be the Ultra series, and the heavy machine gun. The loser probably is going to be the LB20X because I wanted the light engine like in there. It kind of sucks because it uses 11 slots. It kind of blows because I want a light engine in my mech because I don't want to lose my torsos and I want to go move faster and everything. So those are the winners out of Ballistics. Winners out of the energy thing are Stumdos PPC, and I have to say ER beating lasers. Those two I have been increasingly the best things I've used so far in the game. And as far as missiles, let me get to missiles here. So the winners out of the missiles would be the MRMs, are very nice. The rockets are, the rockets are a quick second. You will see a lot of troll builds with the rockets. It will be happening, guys. Losers are streaks because I haven't seen a lot of people use these, and a lot of people are talking like, whatever, I'm not going to use that kind of stuff. And also for the AMS, obviously the laser AMS is good too. Now let's go to equipment. The cool thing that they actually included were the targeting computers. Now these have been increasingly really nice, especially if you get over a 2, because the beam range boost is 5, 6, 7 obviously goes up, and then if you go to say the projectile speed is 3, speed 8. So if you're using projectiles, definitely go with a 2 if you can, because your speed will go up dramatically. So it doubled pretty much, and they go from there from 8 to projectile speed to 13. So it goes up dramatically if you're using ballistic weapons. So you got to really remember that when you're using targeting computers. So then if you go to let's see, sensor range boost, was that 2%? Yeah, 2%. It's mainly, the target computers are mainly the bonus, effectively goes great for ballistic weapons. If you have other things, if you got an extra ton, pop one in, extra slot, don't worry about it. You got some extra stuff, extra goodies to go ahead and use against the other people you're fighting against. So that's that. Okay, let's go to engines. Now, engines became the greatest thing in the whole wide world of freaking MechWarrior line. Because the simple fact is, light engines, now, they do have some issues as far as, like, let's put a light engine inside. Let's put a XL340. Okay, so that's going to be 68.5, uses a bunch of different things and everything else. So you're looking at 20 tons, and I'm going to move at 78. But is that a 340? Yeah, 340. That's going to be how much? 5,500,000. Now, if I put a light engine in there, I could put a 305, still move about 8 miles per hour less, but it's going to cost you 3.7. But the greatest thing about this, I don't have the money for it, is your light engines, you won't lose a side torso. So with a normal XL engine, you will lose a side torso. If you lose a game, you lose your mech. If your side torso gets knocked out, right or left torso, doesn't matter. With light engines, you're just going to move a little bit slower, not going to have many heat sinks and everything else. So if you lose a torso in light engine, you're fine. I could lose this whole torso here and still fight on this side and still have a bunch of different things like going on. That's going to be the game changer of the whole game against everyone else. That is supremely cool, and I love that. Thank God they put this in here, because I hated getting torso checked like in this, and I put standard engines on all my mechs just so I wouldn't get torso checked, a standard or even XL, just depending on the builds. So, but the thing is though, you're going to use a lot of money. I had 57 million. I now have 1.6 million, so that's draining down really quickly. I have to play a bunch more games just to get another light engine for another mech. So you really have to watch out on that when you go and use those. Another game changer would be the different aspects of armor. Armor has been incredibly cool. I wish they had like different types of armor. Like I know they got ferrofibrous, light ferro, and stealth. They had say like laser reflective, or if they have let's see, what's one against ballistics? I forgot what it's called. In fact, everyone would know about this. So they had different types of armor systems. You'll be really nice. Laser reflective, anti-ballistic, whatever it's called. God, I forgot. It's on the tip of my tongue. Light ferro has been. I changed a lot of my mechs and my mech designs to get that extra half ton. Not going to do a lot, but it only uses 7 instead of 14 like the normal ones do. Like ferro uses 14 slots. That's a lot of slots. Now with light ferro, it's been a game changer for the inner sphere, because now I have an extra half a ton used for whatever I want. Say if I want to shave off some armor and then put an extra heatsink in there, or do whatever I want to get, or do whatever I got to do. It's been a great game changer for the game itself, and it's been incredible. It's been nice. I've been really enjoying this. This is we talked about this in the First Circuit podcast episode 2 about how light ferro. In fact, now as far as stealth armor, this has actually been a fun build to use. I got the range I wanted, which is the ER medium lasers, which is 700. And then also got the rocket 20, so I could sneak up behind someone about 50, shoot my rockets, do hopefully 7 points of damage because the spread is really high in this. So do 7 points of damage to their back, boom, dead, and then I could run away. Which is stealth armor. Now stealth armor has been really great, but it does use 14 slots and uses a lot of slots, so you got to watch out about 14 or 21. Correct me on that if you guys can. But it uses a shit ton of slots, so you have to watch out on your different builds that you're going to go and do. That's the issue that I had with it. Now I could change out to the engines on this to a light engine, but I'm going to lose my speed. I'm going right now. I'm going 130. Was it 138? 136.54, and then if I use a light engine, which I won't be torso checked, 113. I think I want the extra 20 miles per hour because it's just you got to make sure your stealth mechs are fast and able to do this. Now I haven't tried it on Locust yet, but I will pretty soon. It could be incredible. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna love doing this on Locust mech. But you're gonna have troll builds. So that's one of the things that on the armor wise they did a really good job on. Stealth armor and light BrioS, I have to say both are really good. Give my OLDBOB'S seal of approval. Okay, for the other things, I'm gonna another video I'll go over the like Uziel and everything else because I have 4 of them. Really nice mech, really good mech to use. But the whole thing is though, for the first week or two, you're gonna find people are gonna use weird builds. Just deal with it. It's gonna get better. They're gonna use some weirdo builds, man. I mean, I see some whoppers, but the thing is, though, people are trying out different things and see how they work. And then once about a week or two, all the builds will actually be fine. It'll be more meta towards the next week or the week after that. Plus, also Snuggles, Molten Metal, me, Majestic, Large, Commander Limit will all come with different builds. Go and use for your mechs themselves. So don't thread. It's gonna be out there. We'll make some pretty cool videos like for you guys. But the whole thing is though, just don't have a lot of salt because people are trying builds. I tried some weirdo stuff and it was fun, but I died, but it was a lot of fun to go do. Skills. Let me go to skills here. They did add 2 different things to it, which was kind of like interesting. For flamer builds, they put flamer nodes, which is flamer ventilation 1 and 2. It's gonna help you out for your flamer builds. Definitely if you have a flamer mech like the Firestarter. Obviously, I have 2 of these modes. 2 of these nodes like in there, not modes, nodes in there as well. So if you have those, definitely use these. If not, you're missing something. The other thing they did change, let me get into a mech actually uses it. I'm going to my roughneck here. Now you're looking, I don't have it on here, but the whole thing is though, for rack and UACs, they did change it. Now reduces jam duration for ultra autocannons and improves jam bar dissipation rate for racks. So when the rack actually spins up, it has a little bar. Once it's yellow, it's fine. Once it goes in red, you have a chance to jam. And now it improves the jam bar dissipation rate, so it will go down quicker for you to go and use your rack a lot more. You can only get 15% because there's only 2 nodes that do this, 1 and 2. But if you can do it, because it's going to help you out in the future, it's going to help you out incredibly for those types of things. Now, before they had the UAC chances to not jam, you add 2 nodes, it would bring it up to 5%, which is garbage. So let's see, at a 40, now it'll be 45. Now it only actually reduces duration when it jams. So if your UAC jams, it's gonna bring down the duration. Like say it's 10 seconds, bring it down to 8 or something. So it's bring it down, but only by 15%. So it's not gonna be crappy. It's not that good, but it's gonna help you in your game itself. So you got to watch out for that. Definitely have those in your arsenal of skills if you guys can. The other issue they did is they changed for stealth armor. They had to put this in. So they got the decreases the max range at which ECM protected mech can be targeted and decreases the cooldown duration required before stealth armor can be reactivated. So you're looking at 45%. And so actually it's going to go down. For stealth armor is normally 10. It's 10 seconds. With now it's going to be about 6 seconds. So it's going to help you out when you actually use stealth armor because you need to dissipate that heat. Because every time you use stealth armor, your heat goes up. You can't dissipate that heat because it's all internal. So you could run, hide, hit the stealth button, which is M by the way. Hit stealth button, dissipate your heat, hit stealth button again, do your thing, and then become stealthy again as well. So that's basically what you can do for that. Make sure you have these 2, especially for any type of like ECM mech, because also it's going to decrease the range as well too. So the best bar for this one is this here. this is the best bar for it. You're going to use 17 nodes to get this in there. But you have to have this to tell you the truth. I mean, rated derp, you don't really need that much, but you have to have the 2 ECU modules in order to go ahead and have your stealth mech work a little bit better. I definitely do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. I'll be doing clans next for my next video. Thank you for watching my YouTube videos. I had a great time streaming last night. In fact, I plan to go stream a little bit more. I don't have a schedule yet because I have to figure out my work schedule because I work at 14-hour days. So it's like I just have no time for anything. Just doing this video, I had to take a day off to go and make a video or make a couple of videos for the Civil War. But like I said, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And there are other YouTubers out there. BrioS is a really good one. He actually does really good job calling. Commander Lemming, HBG Uplink, Team Redshirt. And on Friday, we're going to do a podcast, the First Circuit Episode 3 podcast, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check it out. And I will see you guys on the battlefield.
Target acquired.